Hello everyone and welcome to another Transformers review with me, Exim Ferris. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Rattrap figure. I will start this review by saying that I am not a fan of Rattrap. I don't get his appeal, I find him really annoying. And this coming from someone who absolutely loves Orko. That's how annoying I find Rattrap. So I will say that this is the only Rattrap figure I own. I don't have any for comparison. I never got the original Beast Wars one. I missed the Legends one from a few years ago. So yeah, this is the only one I have. But yeah, well, I'll try and cover him as best as I can based on not having another one. So let's have a close look at the packaging. So there's Rattrap in there, and his card in his blister bubble there. I'm going to have to say it does look quite good. So, some nice artwork there at the top of the rat. So that's quite nice. The artwork on these has just been stellar. I really love the artwork for these Kingdom figures. I mean, I've liked all the artwork all the way through the trilogy, but the mammalian artwork for the Kingdom figures has just been outstanding. The detail on the fur is just gorgeous, and even on this tail here as well, the sort of sections on the tail just look fantastic. I really do tip my hat to the artists for these, they just look awesome. I can't see anything else on the front here other than the rather obvious, oops, sorry, can't see it, arc at the top. Everything else, there's a little arc at the bottom there, but I can't see anything else on the front. Now let's flip round to the back, and yeah, just product shots really. Little Maximal symbol. Don't think there's anything on the bottom. No, just the usual stuff on the bottom. So yeah, there's not really much to say about the packaging of this. It's just on a card. Right, so I will crack him open and we'll take a closer look at the figure. Right, so here's little Rattrap out of his box, and yeah, he's a neat little figure. Right, let's have a look, see what he comes with. So it does come with this little set of instructions, and these are folded up like this in the box. So you just need to unfold them when you get them out. And they're pretty easy to follow. I do like this contrast of the green now, I think that looks a lot better. So you get those, and you get one accessory, you get his little gun. Let's see if I can get this in focus. Everything's so small with this guy. So yeah, you don't get any paint on it. It's just moulded in this light grey plastic. But the detailing is quite good. If you wanted to, you could take a brush to that, just give it a little bit of detail. I might end up doing that at some point. So let's have a look at Rattrap himself, and I think this works quite well. And I have to admit, for what is essentially a Legends class figure, he's pretty complex. Right, let's get in. Oh, sorry. Apologies if I do knock the camera a couple of times. It's difficult to get in very close because he's so small. His head sculpt is really good. I mean, there's no denying that is Rattrap. And he's even got the little brain case on the top there. You can see his robo brains, which I always thought was a bit weird, but there you go. He's got a rat head there, just tucked away in the body cavity. There's not a great deal of paint on him. His feet are completely painted. And there's a few paint apps here, so this would be where he would have the I forget what they're called. They're like little charges that he takes out of his forearms. But he's quite well detailed. So yeah, so he's got some red paint for the eyes. He's got a little, I'm not sure if that's white or silver he's got in his teeth there. Something on there, but I can't quite see it. And those couple of bits that I just mentioned. So articulation wise, surprisingly, he's very good. His head is on a swivel. It can go all the way around. It's not ball jointed, so you can't get any side to side or anything like that. His arms, they're attached oddly. They're actually attached here and not to the side, so you can't go round. I mean, you can't go all the way around anyway, but you can go up to that, and you can go down. Excuse me, and then you can go all the way up like so, and back down. They don't clip in anywhere. They just sort of rest in there. So there's no place where it just sort of clips in, which is a bit of a shame. So it does make it a bit awkward when you're trying to pose him. He's got a ball joint at his elbow, so you get that sort of just over 90 degrees. He doesn't have anything at the wrist, but it's not surprising really, because that might be a bit fragile, that bit there. He doesn't have anything at the waist. He does go out at the front there. Can go out to the back quite far. You get a little bit of rotation at that ball joint there. He does have a double jointed knee, but that is mainly for transformation. But I mean, you can use it, you know. And as that's on a ball joint, you do get some rotation at both parts, so at the bottom and at the top. And the foot is on a ball joint as well. Mine's very stiff, so, but it does move. So yeah, for what is essentially a Legends class figure, he's pretty good. I do quite like him. Right, now as I said, I don't have an original Rattrap. I'm just going to put him over there. I can get him to stand. Stand, man, stand! Always has to be difficult, doesn't he, Rattrap? But I do have a Tasmania kit, which I believe is about the same sort of size as an original Rattrap. So, yeah, he's smaller than about an original sized one, give or take. But obviously he's much more detailed. So there's that. Here he is with his wave mates. So here he is with Cheetor. Let's put Cheetor there. Oh, he does not want to stand up now. It's because his ankles are really stiff. And Black Arachnia. So you can see what size he is relative to those. And let's just bring in Optimus Primal from the first wave. Oops. So, yeah. Shaping up to be a good set of Beast Wars figures there, I think, anyway. Right, let's take these out of the way and let's get to transformation. Oh, before I do that, actually, I always forget, don't I? Excuse the camera work on this one. You can store his gun. It will go. You see, there's a little hole there, and then that post there will just go in. Like so, oh no, has to go that way. Like so. So it just fits in there. So that's quite good. Nice bit of storage there, but obviously he's going to be holding it. I did find that the hole in his hand is a little stiff. So, touch wood, I'm hoping that all the loose joints that we got in Earthrise, hopefully they've all been addressed. because these figures that I've had, the Kingdom ones, all seem to be pretty tight, which is good. So that's that. Right, I'm just going to rearrange my camera and we'll get to transformation. Right, so to start with, you're going to want to remove his gun. Just pop that out of the way. Get this into focus. Right, then we're going to need to rotate the head all the way around and then unfold the backpack, and it's just held in where the tail curves round. There's a little hook just on the end there, and that just unpegs from there. We'll just straighten that out for a minute, and then you want to pull this back section out a little bit because we need the clearance for the head. It's a little bit stiff on mine. And then what you need to do then is you need to rotate the rat head, and it is on quite a tight ratchet actually. I'm not quite sure why. I suppose just hold it in place. And then you want to bring this all the way around like so, and just leave that like that for the moment. Just try and straighten everything out. Oh, cat hair. Right, then you want to rotate the arms upwards like so, like that, and then you want to bring them down on this hinge here, and what's going to happen is there is a tab in here which is going to go in here. So if you fold that down, the whole thing will go, and then you just tab that in, and I have found that's going to work now. When I did it earlier it was quite stiff, so, and then just do the same on the other side like so. So you end up like that. Right, then what you're going to need to do is fold these sections in, these side sections, so make sure that head is down, and this whole section is just going to rock back slightly. It's got like a double hinge under there. Just make sure that that's all compressed down like so, and then what you're going to do here is you're going to fold these side panels down, and then this tab here is going to go into this part of the leg, and these arms should in theory fold underneath. So just fold that under like so, and then just pop that in, and that's the same on the other side like so. Now the instructions do tell you to do a whole load of folding with the legs prior to this step, but I found it easier to do it this way. So what you do now is you want this part of the knee, you want it pointing upwards, so you just need to basically rotate it up like that, and then around, and then that'll end up like that. Actually that's not entirely correct because it needs to be out to the side. There we go, like that. And then you just rotate the foot like so, and then you do that on the other side. Rotate that around. It's in that position. Rotate the foot, and then there's two notches, well not notches, there's two sort of semi-peg things. They aren't really pegging, they just sort of rest in the top here. So when you bring this down, those are going to go into there, but before you do that, on this section there's a tab here and another one the other side, and those are going to go in. Oh, I haven't got the hands in the right position, my bad. The hands need to be facing that way up, so you've got all those open slots, and those pegs are just going to peg into the front of the hands there. So you need to, it's difficult to show you on camera because I can't really get in close enough with it, but you'll know pardon me, you'll know when it's in there, because it will, there you go, you will just feel it go in, and then those legs will just pop in like that, and it's basically just a matter of sort of squeezing everything into place, and you will end up hopefully with a little rat. And that is a really nice looking little rat mode, little beast mode for Rattrap. think it works really well. The only problem is that you do see the underside of his face there, but not the underside of his face. You see his face on the underside. I can't speak again today. Right, so yeah. All right, so let's have a look at the rat mode then, and yeah, it's quite good. You don't really get much in the way of articulation in the rat mode. The front feet don't move at all. The rear feet will move, but then you're going to end up unpegging all of this. I mean, it unpegs itself anyway, to be honest. Those arms never really stay in place. The only real articulation is the same foot articulation you had in robot mode. So it's basically just a static model. And you can sort of move the tail a wee bit, but it's basically just a static model in this size, in this mode rather. But then it's really small, so there's not really much you could get out of it anyway. Paint wise, you don't really get much. The whole thing is moulded in this sort of brownish grey. There is some, let's see if I can get in, there is some light grey and some pink on the front of the snout, some black and a little dot of white for the eye, and there's some pink in the ears, and then there's some pink on the front paws as well. That's pretty much it. You don't really get anything else, but then for this size class, I don't suppose you'd really expect too much, would you? But it's nice. It's a nice little rat mode. So I'm going to put them over there, and let me bring in some of the others in their beast modes. Right, so here he is with that Tasmania kid again, and let's bring this down a little bit. Yeah, you can see he's quite a bit smaller than the original sort of size that he would have been. So that's that. Here he is with Cheetor and Black Arachnia, and yeah, I think that whole scene where Black Arachnia gets him, I think that will work quite well because they're decent sizes. I think they're pretty well. I think they're pretty well scaled actually. Let's take Black Arachnia out of the way and let's put Optimus Primal back in. Yeah, I think that works quite well. So that's that. And I am doing reviews of a Black Arachnia and Cheetor also. One last thing before I forget, if you did want to, you can store his gun. It goes, that peg just fits into the bit on his leg there, and then you can push everything out. I mean, you can do it if you want to, but I think it does kind of somewhat ruin the beast mode if you do it that way. But, you know, personal preference. If you want somewhere to put it, you can put it there. So, yeah, so that's it. That's the Kingdom Beast Wars Rattrap figure. Yeah, I quite like him. Like I say, it's my first Rattrap figure. I'm not a massive fan of Rattrap, like I said at the top of the video, but it is good to have one in the collection because, you know, even for the characters that you dislike, you have to have them in a collection, you know, for continuity, really. So, yeah, I think I mean, he was 11 quid because I pre-ordered him. Usually I wouldn't buy Legends class figures, or Core Class as they're calling it now. I wouldn't buy them for full price, but he was the only one that I thought that I really needed, so I decided to get him full price. He was 11 quid, so it's not too bad. So there we go, that's it. Stay tuned for Cheetor and Black Arachnia, and until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
package on plastic.